First of all, I want to thank you all for allowing me the incredible honour of extending my tenure as your master. It remains such a privilege being master, and I look forward to continuing to work with you all over the coming year. As you may be aware, I'm not alone in doing a second term as a result of the havoc wreaked on livery life over the past 18 months. The Lord Mayor, the Sheriffs and several of the livery masters have themselves undertaken the second year. Clearly, me continuing on does have implications for others, and I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our senior warden, Nick Dunlop, for his support and for agreeing to defer his succession to Master for another year. Thank you very much, Nick. There is one sad thing for me, however, and that is that Rosemary Beaver asking to step down from the position of junior warden. It's a real shame that Rosemary, as our first Lady Master, had to endure such a turbulent year during her time as Master. Nevertheless, I think that we would all agree that as someone who cares passionately about the livery, Rosemary gave her all and served with absolute distinction during this period. Yeah. On behalf of us all, I would like to thank you, Rosemary, for your dedication and exceptional contribution to the livery. On a personal level, I cannot thank Rosemary enough for the tremendous support she has given to me. Rosemary has always been there to help keep me out of trouble and guide me, especially through the finer details of governance, which is definitely not my specialist subject. I'm a broker. But I'm extremely glad that Rosemary will still be there for me and for the livery, of course, in her role as immediate past master. I am, however, delighted to welcome Claire Burrell as junior warden. Congratulations to Claire. I look forward to working with her, and I know she will serve the company well. I would hate to feel that you might think that I have spent the last year sitting on my hands. I haven't. I like to think that I've done my best to represent the livery as well as I could under the difficult circumstances, and I've tried to attend as many events as I possibly could, although most of these up until the last month or so has been virtual. And there's an awful lot that goes on behind the scenes, and I count myself so lucky to have such a brilliant and talented team around me, making me look good. Thank you. I'm also grateful to the court and past masters who have given me their support and benefit of sage advice. In particular, I wish to thank past master Terry Masters, who did an unexpected second term as immediate past master and has a terrific talent for coming up with astute and innovative solutions. The past 18 months have been a horrendous and stressful time for all of us. But I'd like to feel that we've continued to be extremely active in the livery. And I want to pay tribute to Victoria and her team, Zoe, our accountant, and Katie, the team assistant, for doing a phenomenal job of keeping everything together so well. Victoria has already made her mark and demonstrated conclusively what a tremendous asset she is to our livery. In addition to the current team in the clerk's office, we are now delighted to welcome Valerie, who's at the back of the room there, as an assistant clerk. As well as everything else, Victoria and her team have had the additional stress of the move with CII to the new offices in the walkie-talkie. Although working from home is still very much the order of the day, we have the comfort of knowing that there is space for us, when needed, right bang in the middle of the insurance market. My main master's theme was and continues to be nurturing inclusion and talent in a changing world. And I've been delighted in the positive response that I've received from all quarters of the livery. However, engagement has become a key priority also over the past year. I'm not sure how this fits in into the strapline, but much of the focus for the last year has been for the livery to stay engaged with our members and deliver to members' expectations throughout the difficulties. My uncle used to highlight to me the importance of continued communication. He was an air traffic controller at Manchester Airport, when technology was not all that it is today. In the thankfully very rare event that there was a power outage, all the flashing blips on his screen would suddenly disappear for a few seconds until the power was hastily restored. When they thankfully returned, the flashing blips that had hitherto been in an orderly formation were now all over the place and had to be skillfully and quickly guided back to their proper course. He maintained that continued communication was key, and that aircraft and people very quickly wander off when you weren't paying attention to them. So I'm grateful to all of our members who have stuck with us during the COVID restrictions, and hope that you all feel that throughout the restrictions we've done our best to keep an effective engagement with you all. Many thanks go to David Worsfold for his tremendous work and expertise in helping to transform the quality of our communications. Our engagement has been at all levels. INED at the one end, iEngage at the other, and the Livery Committee filling the gaps in between with education and entertaining events for all. There are so many things of note that I want to mention that have happened over the past year, but we will be here all night, probably the rest of tomorrow as well. So through necessity, I will be as brief as I can, but I do want to highlight some of the activities which our committees have been up to. And something I do want to mention is that we are striving to improve transparency in the making of appointments to our various committees and demystify some of the livery processes. Hopefully you would have seen the notices in the bulletin concerning committee vacancies and the way to apply if you're interested in doing so. And I would urge you to consider that if you want to do that. Our Treasurer has already reported on the activities of our charitable trust, so I won't comment any further on that, other than to say that thanks to the generous charitable contributions of our members, the Chair of Trustees, John Young, and his trustees have been able to provide remarkable and much needed support to our carefully selected charitable partners throughout this challenging period. Our membership committee, under the inspired leadership of Bob Stutchbury, continues to focus on diversity, both gender and ethnicity, young members, and the membership experience, which is done by working very closely with the Livery Committee. IWIN has a superb new leader called Assistant Claire MacDonald, and the meeting has also been refreshed. In confirmation of its purpose, although IWIN has been retained as the acronym, its name has been re-imaged to the Insurance Women's Inclusivity Network, with inclusivity meaning people who would otherwise be excluded or marginalised, not just women. Work for the IWIN committee is ongoing on all fronts with events, partnerships, strategy, sponsorship strategy and networking, and not least encouraging new members to the livery. INED, under the fine leadership of past master Tim Carroll, continues to go from strength to strength. All events held so far in 2021 have been tremendously successful, and well over 400 attendees so far this year. Feedback has been overwhelmingly positive and has served to further cement the relationship with the sponsors. At its December meeting, the INED committee will discuss at last restarting in-person events in 2022, and I hope that comes to fruition. The Livery Committee has a new chair called Assistant Sarah Farden, and has also welcomed new members to that committee. With the COVID challenges to face-to-face events, a programme of virtual events was set up to encourage fellowship, which has proved extremely successful and has given the opportunity to many of our regional members and families to join in a range of enjoyable events such as wine tasting, talks on poetry and quizzes. The Livery Committee, in collaboration with the Membership Committee, launched the Master Series programme, looking at topics of interest for our members linked to our industry. We've had some fabulous speakers, from Emma Howard-Boyd, Chair of Green Finance and the Environment Agency, to our WCI members, Liz Foster, Dominic Christian and Angela Peacock, to name just a few. Our membership and livery committees have been working closely together over the last year. We are successfully growing membership and welcoming a broad range of new people into the WCI. In doing so, we want to ensure our events proposition, which is the seminars, the formal events, virtual events, Masters Series, etc., and all of our communications activity around all that happens in the WCI is attractive and is of interest to our membership. And so we are reviewing our activity and seeking your views through a company-wide survey. The survey will be landing in your inbox in early November, and we would urge you all to give it your full consideration. We expect headline results in December, with more detailed analysis early in the new year. As the world emerges into a new way of working, how we engage with our membership through events is really relevant. And as such, your views are vitally important to us. Thank you in anticipation of a high response rate. I engage under the joint leadership of Sam Ridgewell and Lewis Marler, in collaboration with the Membership Committee, has launched an associate programme. New potential members under 35 are encouraged to find out more about the WCI through this associate programme. The first priority has gone to those who attended the development programme, followed by those who have registered interest or attended events recently. The I Engage development programme went extremely well and the feedback was fantastic. The intention is to run the programme again from February next year, and the opening up for applications will start soon. The bi-monthly mentoring events supported by the very able mentors from INED have become a regular fixture and have created a way for members to get support, advice and build a connection with senior members. Court Assistant Carl Jarvis, who unfortunately can't be with us tonight, is the WCI representative on the Financial Services Group, the FSG. And the FSG is a group of 15 of the most influential modern liveries, from world traders and international bankers to the solicitors and chartered accountants. Collectively, the FSG liveries represent industries that make up over 60% of both the city workforce and its GDP. So it's a weighted group of relevant liveries. FSG hold regular sessions with the sheriffs and the Lord Mayor, discussing plans and sharing objectives. So there is the opportunity to make the WCI look good amongst its peers and those in high office, and of course to make a real difference to deliver something better. In April this year, Carl organised and presented a strategy seminar discussing how FSG liveries were changing their strategies post-COVID, covering membership and the impact of environmental, social and governance ESG issues, as well as advances in technology and the desire for greater engagement, not just between FSG liveries, but also within the City Corporation and the Aldermanic Court. Carla's plans to broaden the WCI contribution to FSG initiatives and to ensure that FSG work is better communicated within our livery. So watch this space. As a livery company, we also continue to support the various initiatives of the Lord Mayor and the Corporation of London, and the vision of the Square Mile being a safe and pleasant place for people to live, learn, work and visit. I was very privileged and thrilled to be one of Alderman Nick Lyon's signatories as Sheriff and to be present at his installation. It's a great honour for us to have one of our members as Sheriff. Congratulations go to Nick, and I'm thrilled that Nick and his wife will be our guests at the installation dinner in November. I don't know about you, but I've fed up with living my life virtually, and it's wonderful to be back attending in-person events like this, and it makes me realise what we've all been missing over the last 18 months. Livery is about a lot of things, but fellowship is an important aspect, and I'm confident that during the next year we can return to what we do best as a livery. One of my earlier school reports mentioned that I was absolutely musically talentless, but I sang with gusto. My parents were unimpressed, but as a youngster I interpreted this as a positive. I like the term gusto. To me it conjures up an image of enthusiasm, passion and joy. And I hope that you will join with me in embracing the new livery year positively, confidently and with gusto.